Hello everyone and welcome to a new weekly reading vlog. Now, I actually can't tell you about any books that I'm reading at the minute because I technically haven't finished the books from my last reading vlog yet, so that's going to carry on for a little while longer. However, I did want to start this video off because I do have some books to unbox for you guys. Now, I've already filmed quite a lot of book shopping content in my latest weekly reading vlog, so I didn't want to overload it, you know? So I've decided to sit down and start off this new weekly reading vlog with an unboxing. This has been sat here for quite a while actually. It arrived a few days ago and yeah, I just wasn't wanting to open it during the current weekly reading vlog as I mentioned, so I'm just gonna start this one a bit early and hopefully you guys don't mind. Okay, so I've gotten into the box at least, which is a start, even though I haven't been the most graceful at doing it. Honestly, these boxes are always so hard to open and they just make me look so weak. But we do have 4 books, I think, in here. I honestly can't remember. But we do have a theme. So here we have 4 Agatha Christie books. And you might be able to tell by the little moustache on the top of all of them. These are part of the Poirot murder mystery books. We have Peril at End House, Lord Edgware Dies, The Murder on the Orient Express, and 3-Act Tragedy. Now these are the next 4 books that I needed to add to my Poirot collection, and I kind of impulse bought these, or I should say like stress bought these, because I went onto Waterstones and saw that they were reprinting the Agatha Christie Miss Marple books, which meant that they had completely new covers. Now I am of course collecting these editions and I've just been panicking that they're going to get reprinted and that I'm going to have a mismatch of a collection, which I really don't want. I know it's not the end of the world, but for me that would just break my heart considering how much money I've already spent on these editions in particular, and I just think they look so nice together. I have a full Agatha Christie shelf. These are going to go on there and just make it look even better. It's honestly overflowing right now, so I'm going to have to sort it out pretty soon. But yeah, these were the next 4 books that I needed to buy in order to add to the Poirot books. I still have 26 books I want to say that I need to buy in order to actually complete this collection, so I don't know when that is going to happen, but I did have some Waterstones points to use, so I didn't actually pay for any of these books in this order. Well, technically I did because I've been collecting these points for a while by buying books, but I didn't spend any actual money from my bank account this time around. I just used my points. So yeah, I decided to get all of these. I actually read 3 Miss Marple books last month and completed out that series, so I am starting the Poirot books now and I'm so excited. I feel like these are going to be not a lot more interesting, but I feel like Poirot is going to be a lot more central in these books, whilst Miss Marple was just kind of a side character and just popped in now and again. Hopefully that is the case anyway, but yeah, I love these murder mystery books and I'm really happy that I did decide to go ahead and use my points to add these to my collection. As I mentioned though, I can't really tell you anything about the books that I'm reading at the minute because by the time that my current reading vlog goes up, this will be irrelevant anyway, but I am currently reading Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo and The Copper Gauntlet by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. So if you haven't checked out last week's reading vlog, please go ahead and do that to see what I thought of them. But I do want to start off this weekly reading vlog with a different set of books. We are now in December, so I will probably pick up something from my December TBR, which has already gone up by the time you see this video, so please do check that out as well if you haven't already. But yeah, for now I have to hold off on them until I finish my current reads. But we do have a fun little day planned tomorrow actually. We are going to play some badminton in the morning. I'm going with Tom, Adriana and Sean, and yeah, I think it's just going to be a really fun time. And then I am also debating whether I want to decorate these shelves for Christmas as well, because I don't think I have enough stuff to fill like this whole space, but I would like to put up a little bit of Christmassy bits here just to make it a little bit more festive. Also, something I do want to say quickly is that I've actually had a new tripod and a new microphone, so hopefully the quality of my videos are a little bit better, or at least the sound. I suppose the tripod doesn't make too much of a difference because I did have a smaller one anyway, but this is a tall tripod that I can adjust, which is fantastic, and I haven't actually tested out any videos yet to see whether the mic makes any difference, so please do let me know if you you've noticed a difference in my videos. I think the first one you'll see with the new microphone is my HarperCollins book unboxing. So if you've watched that and noticed that the sound was a bit different or clearer, please do let me know, because I don't actually know if it has made a difference. Hopefully it has, because it cost me a bit of money. But yeah, those are essentially all the updates I have for you for now. Otherwise I'm just going to keep rambling on for a while and nobody needs to hear that. So I'm going to go downstairs now and edit some videos, and then I will of course film some b-roll of what we get up to tomorrow and maybe a few days after as well. It's Kiwi's birthday today and she's having her little birthday biscuit. Yay! Well, I think someone's happy with the biscuit. Look at the state of her. Plus, we do also have some more for her here as well. Look how cute these are. I got them from Pets at Home, but yeah, there's a little baby girl. She is 2 years old, which I honestly can't believe, but yeah, these are really cute. We bought a cupcake for her last year and she struggled to eat it, so I thought biscuits would be a better shout this year, but yeah, she's having a real good time there, as you can see, and she's got plenty more to chomp on in a minute. Right guys, once again it has been a while since I last updated you, and that is because I actually came down with the flu, which was horrific. I wasn't feeling the best last week, and then towards kind of Thursday I was starting to feel a lot worse and my chest was really heavy. I was finding it hard to breathe, and then Friday night after I came home from work I just completely crashed and I was extremely ill throughout the whole weekend. So I went to see the doctor on Monday morning, which let me tell you was a challenge in itself because most of my GPs were ill. 2 of the surgeries were closed, only 1 was open, which is the one furthest from me, but I managed to get an appointment, which was fantastic, and was put on antibiotics and steroids. So yeah, I've been out for the count this week. I have just been so unwell, and it's that kind of thing where you can't do anything either. I was literally just sleeping and resting. So yeah, not much was done. I did have to take a few days off work as well. I had 3 days off work just to kind of get over it. Obviously I had the weekend off to kind of recover to start off with, but as soon as I got the antibiotics, that's when I actually started feeling a lot better. So I haven't really been able to do anything these past 2 weeks, which isn't the best. But one thing I did manage to do was sit and read Breathless by Amy McCulloch. Now, I read this in about a day, to be honest with you. It was when I was starting to feel a little bit better, and I picked it up just to read something, I suppose. And I just decided to pick it up, and I got sucked into this. I finished it so quickly, as I mentioned, and then I felt really bad because I hadn't even told you that I was planning on reading it. So this one is a thriller. We have a journalist who is trying to get a big story on a mountaineer, and the condition that she has for getting this interview is that she has to climb this big mountain with the mountaineer. So our journalist decides to head out and take on the challenge. However, when she gets there, people start dying, and she seems to be the only one to think that something weird is going on and that these deaths aren't natural. However, all the other people brush it off and just kind of tell her to get on with it. But of course, as things go on it gets a little bit more sinister and she is put in more danger. And it just says here, 6 strangers set out, how many will return? Now I love an isolated murder mystery, which is technically what this is. I know it's more of a thriller, however I didn't find it scary, I just found it intriguing, and obviously a lot of these murders are happening, or accidental deaths if you want to say, and yeah, it's up to you to kind of try and piece together who could be responsible, which is something that I really enjoy doing in books. Again, this was an isolated thriller, so all your characters are kind of stuck in one place, which definitely ups the ante, and I really enjoy that in a book. And so yeah, I ended up giving this one 4 stars, maybe a 4.5. It wasn't a full 5 stars just because the ending for me was just lacking something, and I feel like that's the case for me with a lot of thrillers. I don't tend to give them 5 stars because the book is so good right until the end and then it's kind of like eh. So yeah, had a really good time with this one. I would highly recommend if you enjoy thrillers or isolated murder mysteries. And something cool actually, I read the author's note and the author actually went to the mountain that this book is set on and has climbed it, which is so cool. Yeah, on the back it just says, just after summiting Manaslu in September 2019 while still in the death zone, I sat down in the snow, took out my notebook and started to write. That is just amazing. Like, that is so cool. Imagine having done that and then writing a thriller about it. It's just brilliant. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So glad I read it, and I will be passing this on to my mum now so that she can have a go and see what she thinks. And then the second reading update that I have is that I've also started Midnight in Everwood by Emmy Kuznia, and I'm actually listening to the audiobook of this, so I'm just checking where I'm up to on my phone. I'm up to chapter 20, so I have 2 hours and 49 minutes left of the audiobook. And then I've just found chapter 20 here, so I have this much left to read still, so I'm about halfway, which is quite good going. And this is another one I just kind of picked up on a whim, started listening to one day, and then slowly but surely have been getting through it. It's not one that I've been prioritizing or focusing on a lot. That was mainly Breathless, and then obviously I've not really been in the right headspace to focus on the books that I've been reading, so I did put this off for a bit. But every now and again when I've had a spare few minutes where I've wanted to listen to this, or if I have taken Kiwi for a walk, then I have of course put it on. This one is a Nutcracker retelling. Our main character, Marietta, is a ballet dancer, and ballet is her whole life. However, she is brought up in a society where she is now of an age to get married, and as soon as she meets an eligible bachelor, she will have to stop dancing. This obviously isn't what she wants at all. Her dream is to be a professional ballet dancer and just perform for people. And so when a mysterious businessman comes into town unexpectedly, he brings magic with him into Marietta's life. However, everything is not as it seems. Something a little bit more sinister is at work, and Marietta does find herself actually being transported by some magic into a different realm. And it just says here, she must find a way to return home before she's trapped in Everwood's enchanting grip forever. In the darkness of night, magic awaits, and you will never forget what you find here. So definitely a very fitting Christmassy book. I am really enjoying it so far. Nothing much has actually happened. It's quite a slow book, but we are in the other realm at the minute now, and I do think that things will start to pick up and we can see different characters and things like that, which will hopefully draw me into the story a lot more and bring all the magic of the Nutcracker to life. So yeah, I'm having a good time with this one. It's not one that I'm kind of desperate to be reading at the minute. It is just a good book. So we'll see how much more I can read of this today. But to be honest, I do want to start my next book. I know I have a lot of updates, I'm so sorry, but that is The Christmas Killer by Alex Pine. It just says 12 days, 12 murders. And yeah, because I had such a good time with Breathless and read it so quickly, I thought another thriller would be perfect, especially a Christmassy one, because I've had this one for the last 2 years, I want to say, and haven't picked it up yet. So I would love to get this one read and finally see what I think of it. So I think what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to head downstairs, probably start The Christmas Killer, just so I can kind of get into the story a bit more and see whether I do think I will enjoy it or not. And then maybe later on tonight I will listen to a bit of Midnight in Everwood whilst I cook tea or do some colouring or something like that. But yeah, those are all of my reading updates. I'm really sorry that I'm kind of like throwing them at you now, but as I mentioned, it's just been a wild ride these past few weeks. I've been so busy and so ill, and yeah, it's all just caught up with me, so I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for sticking with me. I am feeling a lot better now. Tomorrow is my last day of antibiotics, I think, so hopefully once I get through those I will be feeling a lot more like my old self. But today's the first day that I've actually put a bit of effort in. I have put some makeup on. I've also gone to get my nails done as well. I don't know if you can see, I went for a kind of French tip with glitter, which I thought was really cute. But yeah, I definitely feel more like myself. We have a week left of school, which is definitely going to be difficult. I'm working until the 23rd this year, which is insane to me. Like, I absolutely hate it, but there's no point complaining. It is what it is. So yeah, at least now I am healthier again. I'm still not 100% as you can hear, but yeah, I'm definitely so much better than I was. So I'm going to take it easy for the rest of today, and then tomorrow we actually do have quite a busy day. I am going to play badminton with Adriana, Sean and Tom. We're going to have Christmas dinner at our local pub, and then Tom and I are going to head off to Cheshire Oaks in the afternoon just to do a bit of Christmas shopping as well. So that's all to come. It's going to be a really fun time. But today I am going to sit down now and try and get some more of these books read, and I will of course pop in and update you guys once I do manage to get through quite a bit. Right, sorry that I'm in the exact same place, but I did want to give you guys an update because I have actually made quite a bit of progress in this book, which is The Christmas Killer. Please ignore Kiwi as she wanders around. I did try and keep her out, but it's her house as well, you know. Bless her. But yeah, I've made it up to page 128, which is chapter 22. So according to Goodreads, I'm about 30% of the way through this book now, which is really good going actually. I wasn't expecting to get a lot read today, so the fact that I have sat down and managed to read that many pages in one sitting is really good for me. It did take me a while to get into this one initially, but now that things have actually started happening, I feel like I'm gonna get through this quite quickly. I am definitely intrigued about people's past and their relationships with one another, so yeah, hopefully now as more secrets are revealed and people's paths keep crossing, we will find out some interesting things and maybe get a glimpse as to who we think the killer is going to be, because we've had our first murder. It was really sad, and I will just say actually, massive trigger warning in here, or content warning for animal deaths. We've had 2 already and it's been ooh, a lot. There was one in particular that I won't go into, but it does involve a dog. So yeah, it was really hard to read, and it doesn't say that anywhere on the book. So yeah, if you're an animal lover like me, maybe stay away from this. I obviously read it because I didn't know it was going to be a thing that happened, but yeah, just full discrepancy. That is a thing in this book. I don't know if it will continue, hopefully not, because as I mentioned, it's had the kind of like shock factor, I guess, and yeah, hopefully we can move on from that now, but that was just horrible and I don't want to read about that. So yeah, massive warning for that. But this is really interesting. So we're following a detective who used to work in London but has recently moved to the countryside because it seems like he was being targeted by a felon that has been let out of prison. And so yeah, this felon apparently has a grudge against this detective for putting him in prison, and so has started to turn violent. They have then moved to, where have they moved? A remote Cumbrian village is all it says here. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, they moved to kind of get away from everything, get out of London and all the kind of crime there, only to be struck with this killer who apparently is familiar with our detective. He leaves him a Christmas card one night with a present, and you can imagine what the present is from what I've said earlier. And yeah, essentially that is where it starts. The killer says that they will be claiming 12 victims for the 12 days of Christmas, and that each of the people that are going to be killed deserve it. So yeah, really intriguing. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I am at the minute. As I mentioned, I'm still not 100% into it, but I'm definitely a lot more hooked. And I love a remote little village where everyone has their secrets, everyone gossips about each other, everyone knows everything. So yeah, I definitely think that this is one that I am going to enjoy. Hopefully it doesn't let me down, because as I mentioned earlier, thrillers do tend to let me down towards the end. But at the minute, I feel like the stakes are super high. We're not quite sure what's going on or who's even involved at this stage. We literally have no idea, so that's really interesting. And yeah, very much looking forward to continuing on with this one. I haven't listened to any more of Midnight in Everwood. I probably will tomorrow, but as I mentioned, we've got such a busy day. We're doing so many different things, which I will of course film. I'll put some B-roll in for you guys, just because I feel like it's going to be a really nice Christmassy day, which hopefully I can remember to film, because I've been really bad at filming little clips as I've been going through life recently. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the festive day with us tomorrow. I am about to head to bed now though, because I am absolutely knackered. Even though I feel like we haven't really done anything today, we have kind of done a lot. It's just been a lot of like little bits and bobs that we needed to get sorted from me and Tom both being ill. We couldn't really do. So yeah, we've kind of caught up on everything. I've managed to read, which is good, and yeah, I'm about to head off to bed. But I did just want to sit down and update you guys, because this hasn't really had a lot of reading in it so far. So yeah, I'm really happy to have read that much today, and hopefully I can just continue on to smash out the page count and get this finished pretty soon. Right guys, I am finally here to close out this vlog for you. I'm so sorry that it's been so chaotic, but as I previously mentioned, everything has just been going on in December, and admittedly today is New Year's Eve, which is why I do look a little bit dressier, I suppose. I am just about to get ready, but before I did, I wanted to make sure that I had updated this vlog, closed it off, so that I can hopefully get it up later on today, but that might be a little bit ambitious. I'd love to get it up as my last video of the year, especially as it's been in the works for about 3 weeks, so definitely wish me luck on that one. For that reason, I'm not gonna keep you guys for a lot longer, just because nobody needs to hear that from me, but I did in fact finish both The Christmas Killer and Midnight in Everwood. I gave this one 3.5 stars. It was a good thriller, but something didn't quite click for me, and then it wrapped up so quickly, and I feel like that's my issue with a lot of thrillers, is that we get this massive build-up and then all of a sudden in the span of like 10 pages it's all over. So yeah, it left me wanting a bit more. However, the story itself was very interesting. I did guess who the culprit was, which is obviously not great, but I would read more from this author in the future, and I'm glad to have finally gotten this one off of my TBR. And then Midnight in Everwood is in this stack behind me, and I have all of the books that I have hauled recently in these stacks, because I am planning on filming an unhaul video, and these are all the books that need to go on my bookshelves, so I have just kind of left them there. So that is why we have this stack of books behind me. But here we have Midnight in Everwood. Ended up giving this one 3, maybe a 3.5 star as well. I really enjoyed it. It was very magical and whimsical, as you'd expect, but again, something was missing for me. I'm not quite sure what. I feel like a lot of the times nothing was actually happening in this book, and again, this one did seem to wrap up very quickly afterwards as well, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a sequel. It's definitely set up in a way that leaves room for a sequel, but it doesn't say anything on here, and it does say it's an adult novel, which I kind of get, but this definitely reads more YA to me. But yeah, it's a very fun Christmassy book, but it also has some dark magical elements to it, so if that sounds like your type of thing, this would be perfect. I had a really good time listening to the audiobook, and I would highly recommend that you consume it that way as well. And I'm really happy once again that I have finally read this one, and that it did give me a lot of the Christmassy vibes that I was hoping for. Told you that would be a very short update, but yeah, please do let me know if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts were on them. In terms of the emoji for the video, I am going to to go for a blue emoji. I don't know how well you can see, but these books are very blue. We are still in winter, of course, so I feel like the blue vibes are definitely fit this video. So if you have made it all the way through but don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, please do go ahead and leave those emojis now. As well as that, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. I am actually planning on filming a New Year's Eve vlog today. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go, but I am gonna try my best to kind of take you along with me to celebrate going into the new year, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I have an unhaul coming your way soon, as I mentioned. I have a book haul coming your way. I have a bookshelf tour coming your way. All the content is headed towards you, so if that sounds like your type of thing and you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, please go ahead and do so, and also click the little bell notification icon so that you can be notified when I do post. Apart from that though, all I have left to say to you guys is thank you so much for all of your support throughout the year. It truly does mean the world to me, and I really do hope that 2023 is a good year for all of us. With that being said, that is it for me today, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!